What's up, guys? I thought today we'd do a little tier list, maybe step aside from the Battlefront for a little bit. And I saw this tier list going around online. I thought, you know what? I want to rank helmets because I have a lot of hot takes, but also my hot takes are, I guess, not super hot. They're just a little different. But I thought, you know what? It's time that I do another tier list because I like doing tier lists. I haven't done one in a while. I need to update the community tier list on the best Battlefront 2 players, but that'll be for another video. Also, I'm going to be doing another tier list on the Star Wars movie rankings, as well as any other TV shows and whatnot, and just probably more tier lists in general. But I wanted to do this one first because it caught my eye. So we're going to be ranking all of these. I'm going to keep the tier list exactly how it is. Let's see, what else is there? There's a couple of ones I don't exactly know or can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm just going to be ranking them off of the characters that use them, their usability, or I guess their versatility as a helmet, and just how cool they look. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's all about how cool these helmets look and kind of their use in the Star Wars universe. So without further delay, let's go and get into this helmet ranking session. All right, first of all, we got the Wolfpack helmet. This is a Clone Wars helmet. I really like this helmet. I don't think it's the best, but I think most all of the Clone Trooper helmets will probably go into A tier. That's just how it is. They're just so well designed. They're very cool. They are sleek. They're unique. They're like the Stormtrooper helmets. They got a cool design with them. A lot of people say, yeah, you can't see through the visor because it's, you know, the eyes are really far apart. It's like you're Sid from freaking Ice Age trying to look through those visors. But I have a sweet spot for them. So yes, this will be a list biased to my own opinions. And you know what? Whatever you guys have to say, that's totally fine. If you guys don't like my list, then make your own list. And we can always discuss like civilized human beings. Okay, next we have I think this is 327th, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's Commander Bly, actually. All right, let's stop getting ahead of ourselves. This is, I mean, probably, yeah, these are probably A. The Ahsoka helmets, for the 332nd, I'm not a huge fan on. I mean, let me get this straight. I like the concept of it. It's just, there's no other armor painting on the rest of their outfit, on the rest of their gear, because it was so quickly done, you know? Like, they only had time to paint the helmets because Ahsoka was coming, and, you know, she's like, she's going to lead this battalion of clones into battle on Mandalore. So I'm not a giant fan of that, but it's just going to go in B, maybe even C tier. That's just not one of my favorite helmets. I like it, you know, from like they're paying respect to Ahsoka, but other than that, I don't want to put it any higher than C. Next, we got the standard 501st. God, I don't like these clone. I think this is the Clone Wars style helmet, not the Revenge of the Sith style. I always like the Revenge of the Sith more. I think the lines are slightly softer. I don't like the pointed angles, but if this is, I'm pretty sure these helmets are just trying to pull from every battalion, and the guy was probably lazy and didn't recognize Clone Wars versus Revenge of the Sith. So I'm going to leave that in B. Next up, we have an ISB agent. Okay, what the hell is even this? This is terrible. This isn't even a helmet. Like, oh, okay, all right. If we want to go to like bicycle helmets and like skiing helmets and stuff like that, where there's, you know, an open face, yeah, sure. But what's the point of a helmet if it doesn't cover your face? You know, all of these ones are covering your face. So what the hell is this really gonna do? And an ISB agent, like, aren't you like a top secret operative? Like, everyone can see your face right there. Like, this is probably the worst helmet on this entire tier list, and we're gonna get it out of the way quickly. As ugly as sin, I don't understand the appeal to it, and it looks terrible. We might come back to that later, though, to make it ranked even lower. Okay, next we have the airborne helmet. I originally didn't super like these helmets. They just felt too chunky to me, right? Um, the sides, the actual, I guess those are breathing tubes technically, but they're situated more for higher elevations for clones. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I do like the I do now more like Jesus. I like the design more now that I kind of know what they're specialized for, and I think the what is it? The ones from the Empire. Do they have the ones from the? Yeah, okay, they do. They definitely do. They have the airborne troopers from the Empire. All right, the Purge troopers. Yes, there we go. The Purge trooper helmet will rank higher than the airborne helmet, but I think for right now, airborne's going to go in C-ish. I should probably add another tier here. Yeah, there's just too many helmets. Okay, I'm going to add a couple. I'm going to add a couple tiers. No, I don't want to move C past D. Oh god. Oh god. Help. What? I'm moving this down. No. Okay, how is this? Oh, okay, I got to actually do that. Okay, I see. Jeez, what a mess, bro. I already broke the tier list. Okay, let's do settings, and let's create a new one. A new one. E. Let's make it capital. That's going to be blue. Nope, I didn't want to... I want to add a row below. Sucks. Why am I sucking at making tier lists, man? Okay, so let's move E all the way down, because I don't know a better way to do it. And let's put S up here. S tier. Nope. God damn it. S tier. There we go. That's going to be this one. Good. And you know what? I'm going to be even so bold to add an S plus tier, because I think a lot of these helmets are very deserving of S tier, but I think that they need an S plus tier. So we're going to go ahead and add that. We're going to go ahead and add S plus. Red. Hello? Please. Well, I guess I got to actually change this damn thing. No, I just want... Okay, S is this. This is S plus. We'll give it 2 pluses, because a lot of them are going to go in the lower S plus. But there's a lot of great helmets on here, and I want them to get equal treatment. You know what? This is I think it's an advanced ARF helmet. This is freaking awesome, and the design on it is really cool. I think the standard advanced ARF design is a little funky with the giant mud flaps. I think I've seen some troopers, or I guess some people in like Milsims and stuff, that have the giant mud flaps. I'm not a fan of that. That's ugly as sin. But I do like this kind of design right here. So I'm going to put this one in A tier for now, and then we might move it around later. I don't know what this is, but it's probably an uglier Stormtrooper helmet. It looks like he pissed and then it like flowed down his helmet, and then that's it. Yeah, he had an accident and accidentally, you know, took a leak all over his helmet. That one's going in like D. Actually, yeah, okay. Move this guy down to E. That's absolutely horrid. And then we'll put that Stormtrooper in D tier, because that one's just one of the uglier Stormtrooper helmets. Next, we have the AT-AT driver. I think this is pretty solid. I've liked this helmet. I don't like how far the eyes are apart. I don't think they're that far apart in the movie. Let me see. Oh, maybe they are slightly. Huh? Yeah, the Lego one's always the reference I go to, because I had this as a kid, and I think the design's pretty cool. It's just you only see him like once, but still a cool helmet. I'm gonna put that in. Yeah, I think it's good in B tier. Next we have the Imperial. These are like the ones that drive the tanks around. They're just kind of like, I think they're kind of like officers or something, but I don't really like this design at all. I'm not a fan. It just kind of looks like a Lord Voldemort type helmet. It's got no nose. Like, I mean, none of these helmets really have like nose pieces, but like, it just looks it just looks like bland, you know. I'm not a huge fan of that. Next, holy moly, Bo-Katan's helmet. Specifically Bo-Katan's helmet, not any other Mandalorian helmet, specifically hers, and the female Mandalorian helmets are absolutely peak. They are so well done. They're so well done that they actually might have to go in S tier because I need to save some slots for the S+. She might move around though, we'll see. Ooh, next you have Boba Fett's helmet. Another Mandalorian. This one is a great one. I think that there's no other doubt about it. It has to go in S+ tier. It's one of those most iconic helmets. It's one of my most favorite helmets. You see the helmet and you're like, oh, okay, that's Boba Fett. Like, you immediately know. Also, like, it's got battle damage on it. That's just such a cool, like, you know, it's got a helmet dent at the top. Like, he's been through some stuff. Like, that really shows, like, attention to detail when they were making the films. And I appreciate that. So, Boba Fett helmet, going to go in S+ tier. Next, we have the Bomb Squad helmet. Okay, this is going to be a hot take for me. I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not a huge fan of the orange. I get it. It's their designation. They need it, you know, to go around bomb squatting it up. But this one is probably going to go in C or D. It is a clone helmet, so I can't rank it too low, or else that would be sad, and I'd be mad at myself because I love all the clone helmets, but that's going to go in C. Next, we have RC Bosk, or Jesus, RC Boss. There's no K on there. We're not playing heroes, or I mean villains. So Boss's helmet, it's a pretty good one. I originally, like with the Airborne Trooper, I didn't like the design of the Commando helmets, but they grew on me once I played the game. Once I saw the HUD, I like in Battlefront 2 how you use your battle focus and it shows the outline of the helmet in there. That's pretty cool. I don't like how fat and like they look just clunky, you know. They look like you can only turn your head like 20 degrees before, you know, your helmet starts hitting your shoulder. So in terms of flexibility and, you know, use on the battlefield, I don't know, maybe they're really good for the Republic Commandos. I could probably just never wear it, but we're gonna put it in B tier for now. Still solid, still good. Then we got what are these, I'm gonna the bark helmets. Okay, I was almost going to mess that up. I'm actually going to do both of these right here because I think it would be crazy if I ranked one. This is the recon. I think this is the recon trooper. Oh wait, no, that's something else. It's still a bark helmet though. I do like this one. I don't think it's more than B. It's a decent clone helmet, but I think they both probably deserve to go in B tier. Like I said, they might move around a little bit. I need to do this tier list faster, sooner than later, because I gotta go fairly soon. Okay, then we got Captain Phasma. You know what? Captain Phasma's a complete ass character, but her helmet is freaking cool. It's the chrome. It's actually, you know, pleasing to look at. When I first saw Captain Phasma's helmet in the previews for Force Awakens, I was like, oh my god, like, this character looks crazy. I don't know what they're going to do, but they look badass. So I'm going to put Captain Phasma's in A tier. Seeing those new First Order helmets, actually for the first time, was pretty chilling, actually. Like, I had goosebumps. I was like, oh my god, they got Stormtroopers got a whole new redesign. I'm not a fan of it now that I've seen all the movies, but because I know what the movie is as soon as I see the Stormtrooper helmets. But Captain Phasma's going to go in A tier. Next, we have Captain Rex's. Ooh. I'm going to be that guy. I think the Phase 2 has to go up here. Because if you know anything about Star Wars, the Clone Wars, especially Rex's helmet, he has these lines here to kind of showcase that he went through the first Phase 1 armor and, you know, just kind of like he survived through the Clone Wars through it. His other Phase 1 helmet, it's freaking goated. This is actually an Attack of the Clones variant. Yes, I'm that nerdy. And not a Clone Wars version, because you really only see... Actually, I take that back. There is one of Rex with the Phase 1 helmet, which is really awesome. That one might go in S tier. I'm just a sucker for the Phase 2 stuff. I'm a sucker for Rex's helmet. That's just beautiful. This is Commander Vaughn's helmet, I think. Also another badass one. I like this better than the rest of the Ahsoka troopers. It's definitely an A, maybe an S. But I think that's really all I have to say about that. Typical Commander. They got the little the antenna, and then I forget what this piece is called. I would say it's like extra on of forget what it's called. It's like a little like spyglass thingy. No, not that. How's antenna? Yeah, that's not what I want though. It's like a camera. I don't know. We're gonna worry about that later. And then I wanted to go with the Scuba Trooper next. Yeah, okay. Scuba Trooper is hot dog water. I get it. That's for breathing underwater. They can't go with a ton of other designs. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a very big fan of it, so that's gonna go in D tier. Um, there's just not much going on with it, you know. It looks like something from, you know, it looks like they they just got some template of what the helmet's going to look like, and then they forgot to add all the other, you know, designs and printing on it and stuff and colors. But that one's gonna go in D tier. Not my favorite, uh, but you know, it works. So maybe I'll put it in C tier, because D tier it's like, all right, these are pretty bad, but C tier it's like, okay, like it could have used some improvement, but the design is there. I just think that they could be better. Of course, from me as a definite artist, yeah, that's 100% my hot take. All right, next we have, this is a pilot from a specific episode in the Clone Wars. I think you only see it once, but I thought it was pretty cool. Like as a kid, I went back and like rewatched. I was like, okay, hold on a second. Like where's this guy been the whole time? And why is he only now just showing up? I think it's like a shadow pilot or something like that. I thought these helmets were pretty cool. It's not as it could go in A actually. For now, it can go in A. I think that's fair. Next, we got the standard Phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet. This just brings back so many memories. I'm a big fan of the Clone Phase 1 helmet. I always usually liked Phase 2 more, but then I've seen some designs of Phase 1 helmets that people have, and I thought, man, that's just really cool. Like the basic Clone Trooper helmet, or like the basic Clone Aerial helmet, where it's the Phase 1. I love it. It's still fantastic. They're great helmets, so that's going to go in the S tier. No matter what company or regiment they're in, I think all of the Phase 1 helmets are really clean and crisp, and they have a really nice design to them. Next, we have the Phase 2 standard helmet. I guess maybe they just want us to rank these helmets based off of, oh yeah, okay, so it's just standard clones. Maybe if it's this, okay, I'm seeing a lot cooler helmets than those ones, so I still really like them, but they are just the regular white helmets. So I think they're going for like what's the favorite template design, and I would say yeah, they probably both go in A tier, with the Phase 2 of course being slightly ahead of the Phase 1 in my opinion. Next we have Commander Bly. I love Commander Bly's helmet. That is something awesome, and I think it should go in a maybe high A or S tier, and I think it's an S, but I don't like the micro binoculars up. I like them down only. I think when they're up, it makes the helmet look like, I don't know, like slightly sillier. I like when the macro binoculars are down across the helmet. Like I'll show you. God, I butchered that spelling. Macro binoculars down, like Jesus, I absolutely butchered that. But anyways, let's look at some images. Yep. So like these, like anytime the micro binoculars are down on the troopers, like look at how cold that looks. Another one is like specifically from Umbara that I'm thinking of, where Captain Rex comes out and tells Fives like, hey, you can't go through with this plan, and Fives is like, nah, I'm gonna do it anyways. Like that's pretty cold. Show you what I'm talking about. Like this with Captain Rex. Oh my god, that's awesome. Those are really cool. Okay, back to our tier list now. Oops, I was on YouTube for a second. Let's see here. We got Commander Cody's Phase 1 helmet. That one, I was always a huge fan of it. Probably S. And his Phase 2 helmet, S+. I love Commander Cody's helmet. It's just awesome. It's got the helmet markings on it. It's got the commander design. It's got the I almost call them horse blinders, but you know what I'm talking about. Next is, ooh, I think this is Fox's helmet, but it could be Thorn's, and I get them mixed up. Okay, so his has got the stripes. Okay, the Coruscant Guard stripes. All right, so this is Fox's helmet. Fox is a bastard, but his helmet's cool. It's a typical commander helmet. I'm gonna put it in A tier, just a solid A tier, but above the rest of these guys. Commander Gree's helmet. I was a big fan of the Grease because of the green visor. I was like, okay, that's pretty nifty. Seeing him with Yoda's battalion is just it's fitting. And I didn't expect there to be like chrome parts because none of the other clone helmets just have chrome on them. So I thought that was a really cool helmet. That honestly might be an S plus, but we'll just put it. Nah, not an S plus. Sorry, it's an S but low S. It might be A, but okay. This helmet's gold, and I think it's from Star Wars, like Adventures or no, Star Wars: The Resistance. Star Wars Adventures. That's like a kid show. Well, these are all kids shows, but that's for like toddlers. This is from Star Wars Resistance, I think. I don't know who this is supposed to be. If it's like a knockoff of Phasma or something, but yeah, that I don't like the art style in this. I mean, from a Star Wars perspective, I understand that they're trying to go for like different sort of looks and appeals to their characters, but I am not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of that art style or whatever that is. So that's going in the E tier. It's still better than Mr. Helmet, Mr. Goofball Helmet here. Next is Thorn's helmet. I think that's better than Fox's. I'm going to put it in A tier. Might be S because I do really love the design of the red. I am a big fan of the red on the troopers, exactly like the shock trooper, which we're about to rank. However, next we have Wolf's helmet. Yes, I know I was bitching about the Bark helmets, but I think Wolf's is superior to all of those, just based on the design, based on the Wolf pack. It's Commander Wolf. It's probably an S tier. I still don't super like the design of the helmet, but on Wolf and just with the color scheme and everything, it's great. It's fantastic. Next we have the Imperial Shock Trooper, or sorry, these are the clone Shock Troopers, but they're where's the Imperial Shock Trooper actually? It's somewhere on there. I'm not finding it, but let's just do the clone Shock Trooper. I was a fan of these since I was a little kid. Like seeing them in Lego form, seeing them in Revenge of the Sith, I just love the design of them. I'm a huge fan. I think it's probably another S for me. But now thinking about it, that I'm slightly older and I have, there's way more cooler designs that have come out since then. Like when the Shock Trooper came out, there was no Captain Rex Phase 2. There was no Commander Cody Phase 2. Like, some of these helmets just didn't exist. Like, I didn't know about Republic Commando, the game at the time, so I didn't know these helmets were a thing. So, I mean, judging from that, I think the Shock Trooper's a lot lower now. I still really love the design and love the aesthetic behind it and the fact that these troopers are on Coruscant. I just wish we could see more of them, maybe. Because we don't see a whole lot in the Clone Wars or anything else. Because, I mean, for the most part, there's not really anything going on in Coruscant in terms of the war, except for Revenge of the Sith, where Grievous comes and abducts Papa Palpatine. So, for now, the Shock Trooper, I think it's going to go in A. That's a solid A choice. Next, we have Crosshair's first helmet. It's complete trash. I don't like how long the helmet is. It kind of reminds me of the RC helmet, but it's slightly, I don't know. It's slightly worse. It looks clunky and not suitable for anybody. I mean, if you're a sniper, don't you want a better control over your head movement? And this just feels like you're clunking around too much in it. So we're going to put that at C tier, maybe even D tier. I'm not a huge fan of this helmet at all. However, this one from the Empire is freaking awesome. It's one of my most favorite helmets of any trooper. And they do a really poor job of showcasing this helmet because it looks much cooler in person, but the way they have the angle at is bad. And you know what? Okay, where did his other helmet go? Hello? Okay, what actually just happened? I dragged his helmet somewhere, and his Phase 1 helmet just disappeared. Uh, hello. Anyways, we already know it's going in the E tier or D tier, wherever. That's fine with that first crosshair helmet. This one is probably going in S plus. I'm gonna be honest. It's just freaking awesome. Let me show you. Let me show you. God, I spell Imperial with an E. That shows how tired I am. Yeah, like look at this. Like, like people make it with a giant visor. It really doesn't have that big of a visor. Like it's just like this. And that is just one of the coolest helmets I think I've ever seen in Star Wars. It's bland, it's dark, but it just shows that he's like a, I don't know, like he's a badass, you know? Like look at how big this visor is compared to the one in the show. Like this is what I'm referencing. I'm not going for this one, but this is the one that they showed in the ranking. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about I just saw it. We're talking about this one. Like look at that. It's just awesome. Maybe they could have done something with the top of the helmet because he looks a little bald. But for Crosshair, it's fitting. He likes regimented. He likes stealth. He wants he wants a cooler helmet, and he absolutely there is a massive glow up here, and I think that this is a perfect helmet. There's nothing else wrong with it. But remember, we're talking about the cool Crosshair helmet, not whatever this junk is. Next, Darth Vader. I mean, do we really have to explain more? Okay, you know what? That's probably better. You know what? That's gonna make me a little bit more pleased. I think that's fair. Uh, I mean, he's Darth Vader. That helmet is so iconic. Like you see his helmet, and you just like it's terrifying. Like his face, his the breathing, the actual mask, the eyes are red sometimes. Like that's horrifying. Like there's no other scarier villain with the helmet than it's Darth Vader. The scene from Rogue One depicts that, the hallway scene, and frankly, besides that, I was just scared of him as a kid. Like he's a scary character, and the helmet is because of that. If you look at early concepts of Vader's helmet, it's not as scary because there's not like a they didn't have the feel yet. But once they got that design, I think George Lucas was like, okay, yeah, there's nothing else that can top this. We're using it, and he was right. He's right about a lot of stuff, and he clearly knocked it out of the park with that one. Which it's not him that drew it, but I think it's him that approved it. So next we have the Imperial Death Trooper, and that is a pretty cool helmet. I think that their comm links are a little weird. Like it sounds like they're muffled and they can't hear each other, and like you're speaking through like a I don't even know a really old like walkie-talkie or something that's running out of batteries, and you can't really hear the other person. So we're gonna put the Death Trooper helmet. I mean that's with the communications comm link I guess in the helmet, but it just I'm probably missing something. There's probably a reason why they sound like that. It could be like they could be encoded or something. I just don't know. But to a viewer who's watching it, like you see the helmet and you're like, oh shoot, and like here come the bad guys, and then they're like in the microphone, and it just kind of takes away from that. So I think the Death Trooper is going to go in low A tier. I think that they're awesome, but they have couple other discrepancies. Like once again, the helmet is it's just too long for me. It's like it's still cool though. You know what? It's still cool seeing the Death Troopers come out with who is that? I almost said Tarkin, but that's not right. Director Krennic is who I'm thinking of. Seeing them together is just it's a recipe for doom to come. What the I don't know what that even means. Okay, next we have the Mandalorian's helmet. I really love this helmet design. I think it's great. Watching it in the show is visually pleasing. It's probably going to go in an S tier. Not higher than Bo-Katan's. I think it's slightly lower than Rex's, but we're going to put it here for now. We might move it around later, but I think that's a good starting place for it. Next we have... Ooh, this is going to be... I think this is Echo's helmet. Yes, because Echo, and then this is... This is Five's helmet, I think. There's a 5 on the other side of his helmet, but you can't see it there. Echo's helmet was cool. He blew up and the helmet got destroyed, unfortunately. But I do really like Echo's helmet. It's going to go in A tier for now. I don't really want to go crazy and start ranking all the A tier helmets just yet before we get all of them moved around. So I'm going to put it in A tier. Next, we have Echo's Bad Batch season helmet, and this is kind of more of like a Clone Engineer type look, which they actually don't even have the Clone Engineer on here. I'm surprised, because usually, this is a helmet tier list. You think that you'd have every helmet, but I guess my knowledge exceeds expectations, and I'm a huge nerd, and I need to go outside. But Echo's Bad Batch helmet, I'm not a big fan of. It's growing on me more. Like, I like it more than when I first saw it. I just think that it looks too, I don't know. It's not as cool as the regular Clone Trooper helmets. So that's probably going to go in C, maybe like a higher, maybe it might lead C tier, if I'm going to be honest. It's not the worst, but it's not the best, so I think it deserves C tier. Next, we have this clunky ass Scout helmet. I think this is Ezra Bridger's helmet. I don't know if he's trying to like blend in or disguise or something, but actually, let me check that, because I don't want to. Yeah, okay, so this is Ezra Bridger's helmet. The actual Scout Trooper design is awesome. Like, it's fantastic. It's just in Rebels, it looks like fat with the eyes are like too big. But it's a Scout Trooper helmet, so already it's awesome. But the problem is, what the hell is that color scheme? Like, are you trying to blend in, or what? Like, are you just trying to mock the Imperials and just like color them with some sort of like first grader design that design palette with just red and yellow all over it? But yeah, that's gonna go in maybe B. It's not. You know what? It's probably a C. I'm gonna be honest. Actually, you know what? It's a D. The only thing that makes it not an E is it's because it's a Scout Trooper helmet, and the other designs from people are better than what I think Disney put out. Next, we have a Mandalorian helmet, but I don't know. This is the one with the extra like visor on the top of it, and oh, I don't know. This is a tough one for me, because I like it, but do I like it more than the standard Mandalorian helmets? And the answer is probably not. But I like it. I like it. I like the Mandalorian helmets. It might go in A tier, but I'm going to have it lead off B tier for now. This one from Disney's terrible. It's going in D. I don't even know why they made the visor so huge, but yeah, I like. Don't get me wrong. I like the Mandalorian helmets. I just think that this design is weird, where they make the visor too big. I don't super like that. But it's okay. It'll go in C. Because I can't compare it to these other helmets. That's kind of an insult. Oh, there's Crosshair's helmet. It was there the whole time. I guess I moved into D tier. Next, we have Fennec Shand. I'm going to probably have a gripe with this one as well, because I had a huge crash out over this ISB helmet, and Fennec Shand, you can see her eyes through it. So the only thing that could make this helmet better is if you just put a visor in between. There's nothing really saving this helmet. I mean, if this bottom part was orange too, it looked like you cut a pumpkin in half. But it's an interesting bounty hunter helmet. Don't get me wrong. I don't really see the appeal for it. Immediately it's recognizable if you know the character. If you've seen the shows, you know that that's Fennec Shand. But if you're not a fan of Star Wars and you've never watched it before, and you're just blind ranking these helmets, you're gonna think that that's a trash can, and that's partially open. So that's gonna go in D tier. I don't think it's good. I'd rather look at Fennec Shand herself. Okay, next we have an Imperial. It's not Imperial. Sorry, a First Order trooper. This one's got the black. I think these are the guys that can wield the, what is it called? The staffs. The Electro staffs. Kind of like they're kind of like Magna Guard variants of the First Order, and that's kind of what they are. And I'm gonna put that in B, or maybe. Where's the? It might go in. Yeah, it's gonna go in B. It's cool. It's just there's nothing much to it besides the standard. Like they could have just kept all the white, and I get that there's some designation, but they could have gone black on the other side as well. Maybe that could have looked cooler, but I'm not the design master, so I don't really know good helmet design. So don't ask me, but maybe do a couple of alterations and it would have looked cooler, or maybe change the color slightly and give it a different, unique little look to it that shows, hey, this is still a stormtrooper, but they have something else going on. Next is Fives' helmet. I love Fives. He's a great character. I think his helmet's one of the coolest. There's not a ton going on with his helmet. I do like the 5 on the side. Actually, no, that's on his head. There's no 5 actually on the helmet. I think it's just on his forehead. There's a little 5 up there. But I do really like Fives' helmet. It's probably not cooler than some of these other ones, but we'll get to that. Next, we have Fixer's helmet. Fixer is one of my favorite RCs. I guess there's 4 of them, but I do like Fixer's helmet. It's just simple. It's an RC helmet. Do I put it next to Boss? I might put it higher B tier. Higher B tier for now. Actually, hear me out on this. The RC helmets will lead B tier. I think that's totally fair. And remember, my first couple of tiers, these are all S through like C. They're all good helmet. This needs to go down here. Oh wait. When you do that, S through C tier are all good helmets. Like I really like all these helmets. Since it's a tier list, I got a rank based off of what's my favorite. So next, we're gonna go with the Imperial the First Order Snowtrooper. I like these helmets. I don't know what it is. They're only seen in maybe one quick snippet, maybe a few seconds, because there's the snowtrooper like officer, and he's in the control room in Force Awakens, and that's the only time you see the snowtroopers. It might even be a deleted scene. I'm not even sure. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I think that these helmets are really cool, and there's just a lot of like mystery around them. Like you don't see them too often. They might be an A tier, but I think it's fair to put them in B because it's just a simple design, right? It's cool, but I still like them enough to put them in B tier. But they're not going to go in like, they'll probably go here. I think that's fair because you only see them in one part, right? They're not, there's only one snowy planet in all of the sequel trilogy anyways, and that's the one that gets blown up, and I think it's just called Starkiller Base, but yeah, but we'll put it in B for now. Next is, these are the, holy crap, Galactic Marines. There we go. I almost blanked on it. That would have been embarrassing. Galactic Marines, they're scary looking. I thought as a kid that all the troopers had like giant chins, like they had they had a what is it, like a quadruple chin, and they were just all like blobs. Like I thought clones were just kind of like mutants. Like these were like mutant clones that like weren't developed right, and their masks had to cover like their like defects and their augmentations or whatever. So I was always creeped out of these troopers at first, but then they started to really grow on me because I understood that they were like the best of the best in terms of using like military tactics and whatnot, and I liked it better. I had an appreciation for it, so I will put the Mud Flappers at A tier, bottom of A, because I think they're solid. They could be a little bit better, but it gets the job done. It's a unique clone trooper design. It's exactly like the Snow Trooper, which we will also probably put in there, A or maybe S, just because it's a unique design. It's different. It's cool. I think there's a helmet in particular on this list that might rival that, but we'll get to that. Next, we have like a Mandalorian Bark hybrid. I'm not exactly sure where this comes up, but it's not that cool. I think I see the vision of what they were going for, but I think they could have done a little bit better job. I don't know if this is seen a whole lot in the expanded universe, but I'm probably gonna put it in D ish, just because it's good, but it's lacking. It's still lacking some vibrance to it. And I know the whole thing's red and that's vibrant, but it's about the same level as this other Mandalorian helmet, so I'll put it in the same list. Next we have, oh god, I'm gonna forget his name. He's got blonde hair, but he fights with Maul. But his helmet is freaking sick. Honestly, S plus tier. When I saw this helmet in the Clone Wars, I thought, holy crap, this this guy is not messing around. Like, you already know this guy's gonna be a main character who's gonna probably kill a whole bunch of clones, and he did that. I think he even headbutted a clone. He headbutted a clone with this helmet, and yeah, you could probably imagine what that feels like. So, let's see, Maul name. Whose is it? No, what's the name of his Rook Cast? That can't be right. No, that can't be right. No, not the Super Commando. Oh, the Super. That's what they're called. Okay, I'm stupid. But this guy, he's got a name to him, and Gar Saxon. That's what it is. Okay, Gar Saxon. Yes, he is completely nasty, and his helmet is one of my favorites, and that's definitely an S plus tier. I think it's. I mean, I'd be so bold as to put it in number three because that is freaking awesome. Next, we have Gregor's helmet. Wow, back to back awesome helmets. Um, I love Gregor's helmet. That's an easy S plus for me, 100%. Just the when I okay, this actually helps me bring up the commando helmets a lot more because I love, and I know I'm crazy for saying this because it's exactly the opposite of what I said a few minutes ago, but this is just an iconic helmet for me. I love the tallies on everything, right? It just shows that he's been through, like, I like the helmets that show battle damage and show that, that they've been through a lot, and they're customized to the clone, right? Like Rex's design on his helmet, right? Cody's choice of having the commander helmet the way it is, right? And Gregor's helmet with the designs of the lines on it. Like, they're just boring. Like Boss and Fixer's helmet. Like, it's just there's not a lot going on with it. Yes, they're great characters. They're fantastic characters, but I like the more creativity with it. Like, this is simple, but it has a lot of meaning and stuff behind it, right? And the fives could mean, I don't know, five, you know, pizza rolls eaten throughout, your life as a clone. I have no idea. It's probably confirmed kill counts of, people, but I like to leave that up into interpretation. It means what it means to the clone, right? Like Fives' helmet. That's why Fives' helmet's here. It's because he actually, he's got the 5 on his helmet and he customized it the way he likes, Same with Echo's helmet. Like, there's a lot of individuality, especially within Anakin's Legion. That's why I think this is Hardcase's helmet. Hardcase is going to get an A tier, an easy A tier. It's his own. Like, they have their own markings to it. I think that's really cool. I like having clones with a little bit of autonomy over their decisions. So next we have an Imperial TIE pilot, it looks like, but this one's a red, so I don't know. This might be an Interceptor pilot. I can't remember. But I think these helmets are freaking awesome. They deserve no lower than S. And we'll probably move that around a little bit, but I think no, maybe here. Here is where I like it. That's a good choice. I hate this helmet. This is one of the worst helmets, like old. No, it's not. Oh, how did they not have Darth Revan's? Is Darth Revan's helmet on here? I have to check. What? It's not? Bro, who did this? They missed out on a couple cool helmets here. And I'm probably going to recognize more as the list goes on. But Old Republic, I think they're like just the Trooper helmets. Yeah, these are horrible. Like, it looks like the Duplo version of a Clone Wars helmet, like a Lego Clone Wars helmet. Like, It's funky. The rest of the armor's cool. The rest of the armor's cool, but the helmet doesn't do it for me. That's gonna go in E. That's bottom fragging actually, and yeah, I don't super like that one at all. Next we have Hunter's helmet. I'm I'm gonna give a hot take on this. It's not that cool. Anytime I see his helmet, I'm like, dude, your face is way cooler. Like, let's take a look at that Rambo S clone trooper. So his helmet's gonna go in low C. I don't think it's fair to put it in D because it's still his own design. I don't like the Imperial design, and everyone's helmet in the Bad Batch is different, but I think his is the worst in my opinion. Um, yeah, I'll leave it at that. This helmet's even worse though. Holy crap, we really fell off after that after those other helmets there. Yeah, that this I don't know. This is just terrible. I don't like that design at all. It's worse than. It's not worse than the other one. It's still. You know what? I think it's just a sub design of this. So it wouldn't be really fair if I put this one here. I actually, you know what? I can do whatever I want with this list, but I'm going to decide to put it there for now. I don't exactly know what their job is in the Republic or in the Empire, but I already know that I'm not a huge fan of that one. And that's okay. It is my tier list after all. I can make all the decisions surrounding it. Next we have all right. I'm going to eat my own words here. That is a cool helmet, the Stark White. I can't remember where I've seen it. It's like Bark Mandalorian. There's got to be a name to it. I got to look up the name. I'm going to do a little bit of research here. God, I hate this keyboard. I need to get a new keyboard, I swear to God. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Bark Mandalorian helmet. It's not this one, though. It's like a concept art. I don't know where I've seen it before, but I do really... Let me just close all these other tabs. They're using too much memory. I do really like this design. It's clean, and it gives off those bounty hunter vibes to it. I'm going to put that in B. This Mandalorian helmet's a little worse, so I'm going to put that there. All right. Next we have this guy. This guy looks like... All right. Remember how I said this was the piss version, the piss variant of Stormtrooper? This one is worse, I think. And yeah, I don't like that design. Next is the Imperial. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is... I think... Is this Iden Versio's helmet? Iden. Because I know hers is close. Yeah, this is Iden Versio's helmet. It should have the Inferno Squad here. Yeah, I think hers. Yeah, hers does. Iden's Versio's helmet's freaking sick. I love the design of it. I think that hers is probably an S. This one shouldn't go as high. I think it's still cool, but it's not. Iden's is cooler, I think. Just the black and the red visor. It's just perfect. Oh, Jango Fett's helmet. Next one. Jeez, I mean, I can't put it any lower than S+, honestly. That's incredibly biased, but yeah. All right, and then we'll take a pause from this for right now because I have to go. All right, see ya. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but I actually added about 20 more helmet variations. I think there were a lot missing, so I'm going to have to just add them, and that's how it's going to have to be because there is a lot of them missing, and I realized, oh my gosh, like the more I'm searching, the more I'm realizing how many this person missed. So I'm probably missing a few more. I just can't think of any, but we'll just go with what we have because if I can't think of any other helmets, it's probably not too important, but I got some really important ones that are seen throughout Star Wars, so I think that the fact that they left off so many of these important, like they forgot the Royal Guard, for example, like that's insane. They not only forgot the Royal Guard, but how do you have so many other like expanded lore helmets and then you just completely blank and only forget to add some of them? Anyways, I added some of the characters in here too, just in case people get confused about where they come from, because some of the helmets they weren't seen too much, but they're still in Star Wars media. So I thought, you know what, might as well. And there's not any that are in like expanded universe from this area. I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing. Um, oh, did I add that? Okay, Sith Troopers are here. All right, that's good. At least they remember that. Okay, this is going to be like another 40 minutes. I can feel it, so I'll try to make it quick. Next is Hardcase, I think. I like his helmet. I like the blue. I like the Republic logo on the front. I've always been a fan of it. I think that it is a little much though, but he is a great character. But you know, we gotta rank the helmet by itself. I think it's probably high B. And after some consideration, I'm gonna move the Republic Commandos up to A. I think they should even probably be like maybe here. Yeah, definitely here. I think this is a safe spot for them. These other helmets are better, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking of those ones. Next, I think this is the Coruscant Facility Troopers. This is one of the commander helmets, so another solid one. That's going to go in A because, you know, I like the design aesthetic of the rest of the clone helmet, so it'd be safe to put that there. Doesn't need to go any lower. And let's think about what else we have here. Okay, moving on. Kylo Ren's helmet. Now let's do the first one, his original. Solid helmet. Looks cooler with the hood, in my opinion, because the head looks bald and these silver things just kind of stop around the eye line. So the rest of his head looks like it's, you know, just a big black empty sphere, you know. And a lot of these helmets are the same way, but I feel like this helmet lacks, I guess, literal, no pun intended, like actual depth to it, because the hood is, you know, it shrouds the helmet so much because you don't know really much about it when you see the helmet. But I think Kylo's is an A. I think his broken helmet is way cooler. I think that's an easy S. I love how it's like looks like molten like lava almost. That's like scorching through it. Because, you know, in that one scene he punched the heck out of his helmet, which, first of all, you'd break your hand from just punching the wall with a helmet. Or I guess he punched the helmet into the wall, but that would still really hurt, I guess. So maybe he was just definitely mad. Next is, oh, what the hell is this? I don't really know what I'm looking at here. I think this is that show from Resistance. I think this is one of their like spin-off helmets. Kind of want to see what Google Lens says about this. Okay, Google Lens, what do you got for me? Major Bond Eric Belrong Ding Dong, whatever your name is, your helmet's garbage. I don't like it. I don't. Yeah, the visor's too chunky. It looks like they knock off Sith Trooper. Yeah, probably because that's what they're going for. So he just modified it. Okay, I see. Now it makes more sense. I think if I've seen this show, it's a little better, but I don't really like the design aesthetic of this one. It's not too bad where it needs to go in D, but I'll put it in C because it's there. They know that the Sith Trooper design's there, but I just think it looks funky now. Ooh, this is the Mud Trooper. This is actually one I'm excited to get to. I really like the design of these in Solo. It just like I remember watching that in the theater for the first time, and oh my god, come to think of it, I think I've only seen Solo like twice. And it's not a terrible movie. It's not bad. It's actually fairly entertaining. There's some hokey parts, but I like the film. It definitely took a turn at the end and explains why Han doesn't really trust women, and he's kind of avoidant when he meets Leia. But when they showed the Mud Trooper for the first time, I was like, what is this? Like, what kind of helmet? Is this a character? Or is this like a disguise? Like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know if these are humans. But then, you know, you're able to see past the mud because they're all in war right now for the Empire, and Han's in the Empire, and I thought that was really cool that they did that. So I was a big fan. Like the Mud Trooper helmet, at first I was thinking like, what on earth? You know, it's not recognizable towards anything, but I think it's cool. I'm actually a fan of the Mud Trooper helmet. I put it in a solid A tier. It might even be up here, below Commando skins. That's actually pretty bold to put it there. I might move that later, but what is... Okay, Google Lens, save me again, please. Thank you. Looks like we got Black Series. Oh, but it's a patrol trooper. Okay, that's from First Order, I think. That's all right. I mean, I think it can go in. It can go in maybe C. There's not a ton going on with it. Echo's helmet in low C tier is a little crazy. But we'll move everything later. This is a Vizsla helmet. This is the guy with the heavy machine gun. I think his helmet's definitely clunkier. It doesn't look as clean as the other Mandalorian helmets. It looks like almost too small. But the guy who was wearing it was probably like 400 pounds, big brawler type guy. And yeah, I think his helmet's a little bit too small. Maybe if they modified it and made it like a little bigger or something, it could have been cooler. But I think his helmet's cool. It just doesn't deserve to go any higher than B, I would say. It's an average. I would make a bold claim that goes there. Okay, next, we have Mr. Vizsla. Blanking on his first name. There's Tar Vizsla, Paz Vizsla, and I'm just gonna look it up. Because it's one of the Vizslas. I just can't remember. But he's from Clone Wars. Obi-Wan fights him. This is, yep, okay, Paz Vizsla or Pre Vizsla. I think it's Pre Vizsla is him. Paz Vizsla is the other guy. Is this guy right here, which is also a badass helmet. But I think this is going in S plus tier. I really like this helmet. It's a Mandalorian helmet. It's easily recognizable. I love the horns on it, kind of like Gar Saxon's helmet. It's going in S plus tier. That is a wonderful helmet, and it's cold. It's like menacing, There's not a whole lot of color going on there except for the Death Watch streaks at the top. I think that's signifying Death Watch, but I can't remember the exact symbol for it. It's cool nonetheless. Also, this is Pre Vizsla's helmet, which is also cool. The antennas make it look cooler in my opinion, but I'm kind of biased like that. Search with Google Lens. Let's see what you got, Google Lens. This is Almec. That's right, because Prime Minister Almec. I thought he was a Vizsla. My bad. The Almec has a helmet, and he wears it, and his is pretty cool. I do like the color scheme and the rest of his armor, but since we're ranking only the helmet, I'm gonna have to put that one in low S. It's still awesome, but it just looks too like, I don't know, like elongated. Maybe that's just the angle, but I think Pre Vizsla's helmet's way cooler. And then we have the Purge Troopers, and the Purge Trooper helmets. Ooh, those are cool. They might have to go on S or maybe low A. I think they're a low A, but that might change. I'm just feeling low A because I've seen them before in the game. I think that's really the only place they are is the game. What is it called? Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, I think. And then we have, let's see, what are these? These are like Imperial Engineers. I'm gonna have to look at this one up real quick. Let's see what it says. Oh, yeah, this is the Dark Trooper helmet. This isn't really like, it's a helmet, but they kind of debunk these. These are robots, so they're not really like, I thought about adding them because I didn't see them on there, but the Dark Trooper, it is technically a helmet, but it goes on a robot, so I guess it's still a helmet, but I feel like the mechanics and stuff are built into the helmet. Like all the mechanics have to be built into the the head of the robot, which is probably just connected to the helmet. So the whole thing is a head. That's how I always thought about it from the Mandalorian. But if we're calling it a helmet, it's probably gonna go in another low A tier. Pretty cool, but or maybe B tier. B tier solid. Also, these barks are moving up to the front of B tier. I'm making an executive decision. That's better for them. I might even move them to A tier. In fact, I'm going to move this one to A tier. I think this is cool. Not as cool as the Mud Trooper helmet, but I think I should just move both of them up there. They don't belong in B tier. B tier is like our fairly average, and they're above fairly average. They're an easy A tier for me. I probably just need another tier at this point. I'm starting to really fill these up. Maybe like an A minus tier. I could add that. Next we got the Racco Hardin helmet. Yeah, I didn't have to look that one up. I already knew that one. Sometimes I nerd out a little too much about this, but we have the Racco Hardin helmet that Obi-Wan has to wear when he undergoes some minor surgeries and face altercations or altercations. I don't know. We're gonna put this one at mid. It's definitely got some cool stuff to it. It's a typical bounty hunter helmet, but there's some cooler bounty hunter helmets down here that we're gonna get to because I remembered them when I saw this one. So I thought I gotta get those ones in here too. Next we have a classic RC helmet. I think this one should go probably with the rest. I do think the white looks clean. All white RC body looks clean. The helmet's pretty standard. It's just gonna go with the rest for now. Then we have I'm blanking on this lady's name, but she's freaking awesome from Clone Wars. And it is Rook Cass. Okay, so she's the female. She's in the Maul show that I'm watching. That's right. So she looks slightly older in the Maul show. That's because a couple years have gone by at least. And I think her helmet is freaking awesome. If it had, I think it has kind of the Maul look to it, the Maul like antenna. But I think if it had kind of a similar matching as Gar Saxon's, it'd be cool, like cooler. But it's got to go S tier. I love the visor on it. I love the yellow. It's fantastic. And I love the red, the whole overall color scheme to it. Really, really cool helmet. Next we have, I think these are just variations of like the female Mandalorian helmet. I'm only going to rank one because they all look the same. Oh, I mean, like, we can do all the different clone variations to it, till the end of the day, but I guess which one's more visually pleasing for these ones? I would probably go with the. I think this red one's pretty sick. I'm a total sucker for the female Mandalorian helmets. Those are so cool and just like really well done, I think. And then these ones can probably just go. Probably just go in here. I don't really like this one as much. I think it's a little too much. But then again, they're still the female Mandalorian helmets, so I'll put them at the bottom of A. Remember, we still got to get through the rest of the list first. Next, I have the RC helmets from. Oh gosh, what is it? Bad Batch. So these are primarily seen in the Bad Batch. They have this sort of color scheme. I think they're the only. Yeah, they're the RCs that train the other batches of stormtroopers, and they are really cool. I think that these might be slightly better than the rest of the RC helmets just because they have more stuff going on with it and the rest of their armor looks cool. But because it's just a helmet, it looks like it's seen battle, like it's got experience. And I think this is a pretty good look for the RC helmets. If like Gregor's helmet, like that's got some more stuff going on. There's more personality with it, right? Next we have the Imperial Scout helmet. This is a really clean helmet. It's an easy S. It might even be like here. The Scout Trooper helmets are awesome. They're not my most favorite though, so I'm gonna probably move it here. I do really love the Scout Trooper helmets though. They are pretty awesome. Next is the sister helmet from, or one of the Inquisitor helmets. I think this is the second sister's helmet, but that one's pretty. It's pretty nice. I just wouldn't go as far to rank it or to put it super high, but it is kind of a cool helmet. So I will probably put it in B for now. I might move that one. It might go in top of B. It's cool, but it's not goated like these other ones. Next is another Inquisitor helmet. This one's slightly better. I'm going to stick this one in lower A tier for now. Ooh, Sev's helmet. Oh, give me some of that. That's probably going to go in. It probably is S+, honestly, right next to Gregor's. It might even be better than Gregor's, if I'm going to be honest. I just love the handprint. I just love everything about Sev's character. But because it's the helmet, it's got just some unique stuff. It is really just kind of a handprint, and that's about it. But I can't remember what the backstory is behind it, like what the hand means. But I do really like Sev's helmet. I like the red on it. Um, like I said, the more unique the helmet, the cooler it is, I think. But then again, like if it's too much, like if it's these designs, like that's a little much to look at, right? You don't need all this like design stuff on the top. You can just keep it simple, like this one. That one's keeping it simple. It looks visually appealing. I like it. Next, I think I looked this one up. This one is, I'm gonna blank on it because I don't exactly remember. It's from another show though. Shae Vizsla, Mandalorian bounty hunter, from Star Wars: The Old Republic. So that's why I don't know. It's Star Wars: The Old Republic. So this was a weird one. I didn't really know what to say about this one, but I think it just looks clunky to me, and it looks clunkier than these other helmets. So I'm gonna say D tier with this one. Then again, maybe C. C would be a little bit better because, yeah, I put it in mid C, mid tier C. Bomb Squad Trooper is fine there. Next is the Shore Trooper. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of these helmets. They do, they do look cool. I I think that they're probably like an average for me. I don't really have too much more to say on them, but I do think they belong in just average tier. They might move up a little bit higher when I get this up ranked up a little bit, or I guess when I get this figured out better. But this is a good spot for them right now. And next we have this is another Old Republic like Sith Trooper. I'm pretty sure, and it's terrible. It's going in E. That is an ugly, ugly helmet, and I feel fine putting it on the E tier list, or the E tier, because it just looks like molded poop, in my opinion. So it's going down there. Don't really have much more to say about it. It's pretty trash. All right, next is the Sith Trooper helmet. This one is visually appealing. It looks great. It's menacing. It's like a Royal Guard, but made into a Stormtrooper. But ooh, they really knocked it out of the park with that one. And I'm gonna probably have to put it in A tier. It's a solid helmet. Looks cool. Cool Stormtroopers. Terrible movie. All right. Next is the Imperial Snow Trooper. Oh, sorry, this is First Order. If I said Imperial Sith Trooper, that was wrong. It's First Order Stormtrooper. So, correction on that. Next is the Imperial Snow Trooper. That, okay, definitely probably goes. I'm just not a huge fan of the Snow Troopers. They should probably go right next to the Galactic Marines. They're an A tier, but they're not higher A tier, if that makes any sense. Next is a Geonosian. Can't remember. These were the Flame Troopers, right? So these are the Flame Troopers. Their helmets are cool. I definitely like. There's a few pilots that have a similar helmet scheme. I didn't add them because I thought that this was very, very close in terms of variance. Yes, they are technically different, but I do really like the. I like any sort of clone trooper helmet. I just think this is lower on the tier for it. This is probably like a B tier for me. They're unique. They got something else going on with that. I can appreciate it, but they're nothing too crazy. So I think that's going to go in mid B tier for me. Next is the First Order. First Order Stormtroopers. They look pretty sick. I will have to put that in A. I'm think solid, like mid A tier. I think it's fine for right now. I might move it later. Next we have the Stormtrooper helmet. So let's take a look here. I believe Stormtrooper helmet should just go up here with these other two templates. That's a very fair placement, I think, for them. And then we have, what is this? I don't think I added this one. No, I didn't. But I'm trying to figure out. These are the tank drivers on the Imperial team, so, or faction, I should say. I think it's a solid helmet. It's kind of where the Shore Trooper helmet is for me. They're almost the same to me. They look about the same. Besides this nose piece, I guess, slightly different. But I think the Shore Trooper is slightly better. So we'll put them there. I think our tank drivers could go just a little bit lower, and that's totally fine. Next we have. Ooh, I just remembered. I should probably get the Clone Gunner helmet in there too. I'd never added that one. It's not that different than the other helmets on here, the other clone helmets, but maybe I'll add it, maybe I won't, depending on if I if I feel the need to. Next is Tech's helmet. I'm not a huge fan of this. This is also kind of the like the medic cadre helmet too. I'm not a big fan of it. I do like the visor. The visor's cool. Like some of the Republic Commandos have this similar visor, but I am probably gonna put it in high B. I think a high B is fine for this helmet. It's cool. It's got something going for it. It's just not my favorite, and that's why it's going there. All right. Next we have the leader from the Mandalorian tribe. I'm gonna blank on her name, so let me hold on and pull that up real quick. It is the Armorer. Okay, I guess she doesn't really have another name because no one ever says it. Her helmet's really cool, though. I remember watching the show for the first time in The Mandalorian, and I thought that was a cool helmet. So it's definitely going to go up in high A for me. Maybe not. It can't surpass these clone helmets. It'll go right here. That's a good spot for it, actually. Ooh, but I think the First Order troops better. Okay. I'm going to organize them later. Just get them ranked first. Next is the TIE Pilot helmet. These are freaking awesome. I love TIE Pilot helmets. Do they go in S tier? Not quite. I used to pretend these were ARC troopers, like because I used to play with Legos back in the day, and I only had like one or two of the Phase 2 troopers, so I just pretended that this was my extra ARC trooper, and I threw him into battle. Yes, I crossed contaminated with the eras of troopers, and that's a sin, but I was just a kid. So I'd put this one in A as well. I put it right above the Mud Trooper. That's a high ranking for it, and I think it belongs in there. I don't think I'll move it any higher or lower because it deserves that spot. Next is the Imperial. Excuse me. I can't remember what this one is. I have to look at this one real quick because I don't know off the top of my head. Prototype TK Troopers. Okay, so they were just the first. Okay. Now I'm remembering. This is primarily seen in Rebels. They're like pre-Stormtroopers. They just had like in between the Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmets and the before the Stormtrooper helmets. So this is kind of their little answer for that. And I think it's not cool. It's not great. It's gonna go probably in D. I would rather prefer seeing the actual Stormtrooper helmets versus the knockoff version. This looks like the Wish.com version of a Stormtrooper helmet, and that's why it's going there. Next, I don't even know who this is, but I really like this helmet a lot. And I need to look it up immediately because I know this is from Rebels. I just don't know this lady's name. Ursa Wren. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she could be the armorer. Interesting. Yeah, there's also a little attention to detail. There's like an owl thing, but that's like that's a Mandalorian clan. That's like extreme ball knowledge required for that. But I love this helmet. It's fantastic. It looks great. It's honestly this helmet is probably an S tier. I really like the design of that helmet. So that takes the cake for me. Nothing more to be said about it. It belongs right up with these other Mandalorian female helmets. Really cool. Next we have Wrecker's helmet. This just I don't know. It looks like they just molded together something. Like they gave up halfway through making a new design of Clone Trooper helmet, and they just went with it. And I think that's the whole point of Wrecker's helmet, is that it is a hybrid design so that he can withstand like heavy blows and impacts and stuff. So I'm gonna put it at C, maybe D. Yeah, it's right where Crosshair's helmet are. Like, I hate to say it, but the Bad Batch helmets, they're all pretty trash. Except Echo's helmet's okay, but yeah, they're all really, really garbage. That's why Crosshair's helmet is up here, because that's the actual cool one. All the others ones are bad, in my opinion. And I get it. Like, they're trying to make some new variations to show that, Clone Force 99 is unique in their own way, and they kind of do what they want. They got their own helmet scheme going on. I get it. That's cool. I just don't think they they made very good choices for helmets, and that's just my opinion. Next, this is actually very important. I had a big debate with myself. I do that a lot with the ARC Trooper helmet, and I didn't see an ARC Trooper helmet on here. I know Fives is an ARC Trooper, but his helmet and Echo's helmet are both on here because I think they're different, and I think that's why this person added them. Like, they added hard case, and this is just, oh my god, I just completely forgot. This is Jesse's helmet. This isn't hard case is here. This is Jesse, and I completely butchered that. So I'm gonna have to apologize for calling him hard case. That's Jesse's helmet. My goodness, I completely butchered that. So the ARC Trooper helmet is one of my most favorites. I love the design of the ARC Trooper helmet. I love the visor that goes along with it. I think it's just overall visually appealing. It's my most favorite helmet on here. This doesn't apply for all ARC Trooper helmets. Like the Umbra Trooper, like that's one of my least favorite ARC Troopers. I just got it here as a reference. So like if we search ARC Trooper helmet, like it'll pull up the ones from like Battlefront 2, like this one, like the Lambent Seeker and the Cobalt. Like those are just awesome helmets, right? But I think this would speak for all ARC Trooper helmets. It goes in S+ for me. Like that is my top all-time #1 favorite ARC Trooper, or a favorite helmet out of all of them. Like that is, when I was a kid, I just loved the design of it, and how like you could have like little markings and like designs and stuff on it. It just was my overall favorite. Beyond the Commander helmets, beyond Rex, beyond Cody, beyond everything else, I just love the aesthetic behind it. All right, no more glazing. Now we got to glaze this helmet. This is actually Colonel Stan. I added him 2 times by accident. Well, I got the Alpha ARC Trooper 3 times because I forgot how to click an image and I accidentally dragged it in 3 times. So I'll tell you here, if the ARC Trooper helmet is S+ tier, what does that make the Alpha ARC Trooper helmet, or sorry, the Null Class ARC Trooper helmet? It's also going to be an S+ tier. That is one of the coolest helmets I've ever seen. Like, this is a mod in Battlefront 2 as well. Like, how freaking cool is that as a helmet design? I wasn't a huge fan of the Phase 1 ARC Trooper helmets, or at least the Null ones, or the Alpha ARC ones. I was like, like it's Phase 1. What's too special about it? It's the Phase 2 ones that are the coolest, I always thought. But then I really looked at some other designs of other like Null ARCs, and I was like, oh, okay, these are pretty cool. And while Null ARCs and Alpha ARCs aren't exactly canon right now, they're like in the expanded universe, I still think their helmets should be included because they are some of my favorite. And this is my tier list because I dragged a whole bunch of extra stuff in here. So I'm ranking my helmets. Well, this was also, most of this was the community helmets, but I added all these ones. Everything past the Umbra ARC Trooper helmet I have added. So these are all my personal additions. So we're going to keep going. Next, and here we go on the same tangent again. If you think that the ARC and Null class helmets were S tier for me, where do you think the Alpha ARC class goes? Ooh, it's going to go in A tier. I just really don't like the visor on this one. I don't like the heads up like targeting computer display. I think that looks funky. I haven't been a fan of this. I don't think I will ever be a fan of it, but never say never. I just don't think it's the best. It's a cool helmet, don't get me wrong, but it is not as cool as the Null ARC or regular ARC Trooper helmets. So it's going to go in there for now. We just got to ignore these other ones. I'm going to drag them all to the end since we've already ranked them. There's no need to rank 2 of them. This big video would be like 12 hours long if we ranked 2 of every helmet. Next is Darth Revan's helmet. I'm putting that S. Easy. Easily. Holy moly. Like, this is a cool ass helmet. That is just, look, it just looks sinister when you look at it. Not as cool as Vader's, but it gives off evil vibes, I will say. And he was bad. He was good and bad. Like, he was an exact like representation of the Force. There's a light and the dark side flowing through him, and it's all about balance, right? But Darth Revan with the red lightsaber, red helmet, that's just cool as hell. Plus, in the Republic, Old Republic video game, I think it's Knights of the Old Republic is where he is also in. But correct me if I'm wrong. That's one of my most favorite helmets. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna reorganize some of these rows here, but we'll keep pursuing for now. We don't want to make it too long. Next is a clone pilot. This is the I think these were the Z95 Headhunter pilots. Very cool helmet again. I think it's probably going to go here next to this other clone pilot helmet. It's slightly better in my opinion. This is like a Shadow Trooper pilot. It's just a variation of the regular one, but I do like the regular helmet slightly better. This is still unique and still cool, but this one is better. Alright, next we got the ATRT driver. This one, I don't really like the ATRT driver's helmets too much. It's just like the eyes are weird. There is a visor, which is cool. There's an antenna, so like realistically, I should like this helmet based on all my preferences. But it doesn't work right when it looks weird. You know, it looks like it was molded in Blender, and then they forgot to finish the render, and then that's what their finished product was like. It's like in Revenge of the Sith, if like they would have forgotten to, because a lot of that movie CGI. It looks like they like did the CGI on this and like forgot to add details and stuff, which, you know, that's probably a poor representation of the ATRT helmet, but it's what I could find. That's the best like front-looking picture of it. Next, we have a Rebel pilot helmet. I do really like these helmets a lot. This probably is an S+ tier again. I love just the visor, the overall look. Just read Star Wars. I've got a Lego variation in my room. I think that it's a cool helmet, you know. And yes, you know what? It's going to be like what I said earlier with these open-faced helmets where, you know, you can see what's going on. But this is meant for that, you know. As a pilot, you got to be able to see and move around, and it's tough when you got a full-ass helmet like this around. So this worked for the Rebel Alliance. I love the color scheme. It's not too much. It's just the right amount of balance of extra color and decals on here and everything. It looks great. Next is actually Asajj Ventress. I saw her helmet just kind of browsing around, and I thought, you know what, I might as well rank that since it is in here. I think that this helmet it's clunky, it's funky, but it deserves a B overall. So I'm going to put it there. I don't really know too much more about it because it was only in like 2 episodes. So I'm not going to be that guy that goes, oh my god, well you should really like Asajj Ventress' helmet because, you know, it was only seen in one and a half episodes. You know, I'm ranking helmets that haven't even really been seen in Star Wars. So if I'm ranking those ones, then I'll rank this one because it at least deserves a little bit of love, and I think this is a good place for it. And also the ATRT driver is going down here now. So that's what I have to say about that. Next, Royal Guard, S+. 100% going in the S+ tier. I might even need to add a triple S+ because this is starting to get a little bit clogged. I have a lot of favorites here, but the Royal Guard is definitely one of them for me. It is cool as hell. They are seen in Return of the Jedi, and I think that's it. But yeah, Return of the Jedi, seeing them for the first time, you're like, oh man, it's about to get serious. Like, if these are Palpatine's Royal Guards, like, they can definitely throw down if they need to, which, man, could you imagine if the Royal Guards would have been in there when Luke and Vader were fighting? Like, I can't even imagine how that would have gone down. Like, Luke would have died, honestly. Luke was not prepared to fight any... Luke was not ready to do any of this stuff, but he still did it. Next, we have the... I think this is a Riot Trooper, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, let's go with that. I'm pretty sure it's a Riot Trooper. I looked it up. There's not too much going on with this helmet. It's okay. It just kind of looks like a medieval knight that's turned into Star Wars. So I think for that, it's going to go in like mid-C or maybe high C. Right there. Actually, below that. Below this. There we go. That's a good place for it. Next, we have the Rebel helmets. These are considered like caps technically, I guess, like Rebel cap. I think it's a helmet because there's a hard surface on the top too, and it's seen in Return of the Jedi. So I was like, you know what, it's got to be a Rebel helmet because, you know, it blends in. It's in the Rebel uniform. It's a helmet. It classifies as one. I'm gonna throw this one in Yeah, mid. There's just nothing going on with it. I actually might throw it in C. It's visually appealing. It works. Like it is a helmet, but then again, like, well, what is that really doing, right? To protect you from blaster laser shots. Like it's obviously just kind of like a lazy rebel variation. So I guess they only did that because they're Star Wars movies. The bad guys have faces, and then the good guys have their faces shown, and the bad guys they're all just covered up by a mask, and they're like the shadow of the Empire. Speaking of which, the next one is the Rebel pilot, or no, this is the Rebel Fleet Trooper skin helmet thing, and we're gonna probably put it in low C tier. This is one of the goofiest ass helmets like there is in Star Wars. I would expect this type of helmet to be in Spaceballs, honestly. Like, if Spaceballs swapped their helmets, like, I don't know if you've seen the Spaceball helmets, I'll quickly show them. Like these ones. Like, if you see these Spaceball helmets, like, and you swap them with the Rebel pilot helmets, I would totally believe it. Like, it actually looks the exact same to me. They're going in low C tier because they're only seen in a couple movies, Rogue One and Star Wars, A New Hope, and it looks. I don't know. It's just pretty bad. It's like it looks like, based on the way how clean their helmets are, like they spent more money cleaning the helmets and on the helmet design and the whole outfit for the rebels versus putting more money into their ships, like their Y-wings and X-wings and stuff like that. Yes, those are modified, but you can tell that those ships look like they're really beaten up more than the actual soldiers are. So it's always made me laugh. All right, next is I can't remember what these guys are called, but they're from Solo. They're in the Solo movie. I might as well look it up since this video is going to be over an hour long. They are the Range Troopers. That's right. I remember looking that up earlier. Range Trooper helmets are awesome. They are probably an S. They are just visually appealing. They look appealing. They are really cool with the full outfits on too. But I think that these helmets are really, really well done, and I like watching them in Solo. Some of my favorite helmets right here. Do they belong in S tier though? No. No, they belong in A, but it's a high A, I would say. Not quite S, but definitely A. Okay, next is the Chimere helmet. This helmet was cool. This show was complete garbage, but there was one episode in particular that was really good, and that's when Chimere just kind of goes nuts and just starts killing all the Jedi. And that's, of course, where you see his helmet. So I would put his helmet in an A tier. Definitely somewhere in A tier. I think it's honestly probably like right about here. It just looks menacing. It's like Kylo's helmet that's all broken and burnt up and stitched back together, and this is exactly what this helmet is. It's like evil, It's like if you took the one of the Imperial, one of the Imperial drivers, and like made him angrier, and that's what you get for Chimere's helmet. And it works. I really liked it a lot. And it's but way before the Empire, so he did his own thing with his like design helmet. Also, like, I can't remember, but the helmet like talks in the show, but I'm not gonna go back and watch it because it was just utter garbage. And yeah, it was bad. The only thing that was redeeming was the Darth Plagueis scene, except that it makes Darth Plagueis kind of look like a creepy old man when he looks out from behind the corner. So I don't even know if we'll get another addition to that show, but you know what? We're getting sidetracked. We got to finish. Next is the Bosch helmet that Leia wears in Return of the Jedi. This one is really cool. I do really like this helmet a lot. It is a bounty hunter helmet, but it's just cool. Like, you saw the character in Return of the Jedi, and everyone's thinking like, well, who the hell is that? Like some random bounty hunter that abducted Chewbacca? Like, that's not good. And they're holding a thermal detonator too, and it's just a badass like moment. Plus the voice in this thing, the voice modulator in here is awesome. Next we have Lando's helmet. This just looks like it was made out of like skull bones and like crafted together for a demonstration project, like show and tell for class. Like, oh, here's a cool helmet I made over the over the summer break, and I want to show everybody how cool it is. And it's just made out of like old like teeth and bones and a lot of like glue. That's what it looks like to me. But whatever it looks like to you, that's up to for you to decide. I'm just gonna put it in like low C, maybe even a D tier. If you could classify it as a helmet, it works. It covers his face, but it's funky. Maybe it's a C, I guess. It's not as bad as these other ones, but it's still pretty wild. Next is the First Order Royal Guard, and I think this one's awesome. It's not as cool as the original Imperial Royal Guard, but this one is still really cool, and I think it's probably like here in A tier. It's mid A tier. Okay, next we have Captain Enoch. This helmet, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like a helmet that's got like a printed face on it. It gives off the Lord Voldemort like back of the head type vibes, where he's like, in that dude's skull the entire movie. So this is probably gonna go in like Giga trash. Honestly, it's just not something that I would wanna see. Um, the gold is kind of cool, I guess, but the rest of it's just like, come on now, like this is not a good look for a stormtrooper helmet. Next is going to be the Imperial Pilot. No, sorry, Clone Pilot. This is the Phase 1 Clone Pilot skin, and I think it's all right. It's not the best, but it's a clone helmet, so it gets special treatment outright. But we're gonna put it in B tier. I think that's very fair for it. It's not the best. Still got some cool stuff going on with it. It's a good spot. Now we got the Clone Engineer. Clone Engineer, I think this helmet's hot garbage. I'm gonna be honest. It's like the worst clone helmet there's ever been. I can't get past the fact that it looks like it just straight up looks Imperial. I mean, I don't think I've seen any other clone engineers in Clone Wars or anything else expanded universe. I don't think it's anywhere yet. Like when I searched it up online, there was just a bunch of like template designs for it because I don't think it's been in any sort of show. But I think it's pretty bad, and if they had to implement it, then yeah, it would still probably go in D tier for me. There's no saving grace for that one. It looks like it was also just kind of a like a half-assed mold, like it just was like kind of melting. But I'm being overcritical. These are just helmets after all. First world problems at the end of the day. All right, next is the ARF Trooper helmet. I can't believe they left the ARF Trooper helmet out of this. That actually really surprised me. The ARF Trooper helmet is a solid, just a banger of a helmet. It's going to go right next to these other ones, and I think that's probably fair because they're all similar designs. I just think that the ARF Trooper is the better looking out of the three. You see it a lot more. There's also a 212th camo version of this skin or this helmet that looks really cool. That you see, Waxer and Boyle are the two troopers that wear it, and I think those ones easily make the helmet go up a little bit more. So you know what, we're going to move him up slightly past the Imperial Pilot. So that's a very good spot for this helmet. I have this helmet in high respect. Okay, sorry. Next is the Clone Cadet helmet. These ones are pretty bad. To be honest, these ones are not great, and they're not super cool to look at. I understand the point of them. I get that they're trying to show the clone faces before they're in battle, get used to the heads-up display, all that stuff. But it's not a good helmet overall. So it's gonna go in low C, not quite D, because there's still a point of it. It's supposed to be kind of a beginner helmet. I get it. It's just, yeah, that's where it belongs. Next is the ATST driver helmet. These ones are actually cooler. Like, yes, they have the entire face exposed, but I'm honestly fine with this one going in mid B tier. I like the what is it called? The flaps on the side of it. I think that's cool. Definitely, you can choose to put your goggles on or not. It's not as cool as a Mud Trooper helmet though, which this kind of gives off the same vibes of what the helmet would look like without the tubes and the goggles at the front. So I'm putting it in solid B tier. And next we have the First Order TIE Pilot. This helmet is freaking cool. I have this variant in like a Lego version, and it looks awesome. Like the helmet mold itself is really well done, and it's a great helmet overall. So it's going in the A tier list. It's going to go above these guys, but below the rest. That's totally fair. Next, we have the Clone Pilot from Revenge of the Sith. These helmets are super goofy. They look like it's impossible to move your head around as a Clone Pilot. However, it's probably better than these other two helmets that are clones. I don't know. I did like these as a kid, though. I remember really liking these because I got the ARC 170 Starfighter as a kid. Yes, we're going back to Legos again. And I did think that this was visually pleasing, so I'm going to put this one in low A because I still have respect for it. I still like it. It's still a Clone Trooper helmet. I'm putting it in A tier. It's just probably going to be bottom fragging. If not, you know what? B tier. B tier is fine for it. It's kind of similar to Tech's helmet. I'm fine putting it there. Next is the Scout Trooper helmet. The Clone Scout Trooper helmet is something I'm also not super fond of. It's just kind of okay. Some people really like the Scout Trooper helmet, the clone version, but I never was able to really like it. So that's going to go in bottom of B tier for me. I think the Imperial one is far superior to the clone version, and I think the all white look, as Scout Trooper just says, sorry, it just says, hey, look at me, I'm cooler because I'm a stormtrooper. And the clone one, while still cool, it provides camouflage and stuff. This is the 41st version, for example. It just doesn't fit the bill. So then I think that's it. We've fully ranked everything. I'm gonna go in here and really lock in. I guess I don't want to super explain my reasonings for this. I'm just gonna go and organize each of these tiers, starting from the bottom. These are all terrible. I'm just going to leave them here. I think they're all equally bad. In terms of this list, I think these guys could go at the front. Looks like they're having a conversation with each other. And then, yep, this looks fine. Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, okay. You know what? Clone Engineer going to trash. I'm okay with that. Next is this one. I'm already liking this at the front of C tier. I'm already liking this at the front of C tier. These all go in the front. In fact, I'm going to move Airborne up to B, actually. I'm moving Airborne up to B. And then everything else, Scuba Trooper's better than these ones. Yeah, Scuba Trooper might be at top of C. Yeah, Scuba Trooper is not quite B. It's top C, I would say. Everything else looks good. ATRT driver can go to the bottom. And yeah, okay, good. I think that's like most of these are in pretty much the right order, I would say. If they're in the tier already, they're pretty much all equally represented. Some are going to be better than others, but let's get Jesse's helmet to the front. Absolutely. Standard 50 first helmet can go there. That's fine. There. I want to make a B minus tier, actually. Add a row below. B minus. And that's going to be this light green. Nope, not that one. Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm an idiot. That's A, that's B. That means this is going to be that. Okay, that's B. God dang, I'm so bad at this. How can you be bad at making a tier list? That's my whole thing. B minus. Just so we can thin out a few. I guess all of these would probably go here. That's not that bad. Do. That feels better. Okay, I do like this slightly more. Okay, just need to change this color so then it's not the same. Huh? Uh-oh. Wait, that's... Jesus, is that the same shade? There we go. Okay. So now C needs to become this color. D tier needs to become... I guess I'm just going to move these around again. Yeah, let's like an A minus. We definitely need an A minus here. Add a row below. This is going to be A minus. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this all last minute. And then we're also going to make a triple S tier, S plus tier. Add a row above. This is going to be our triple S tier. Yes, I'm adding a triple S tier because there are so many great helmets on this list, and I think that they deserve triple S tier. So let's get to reorganizing this stuff. Let's see, what's A tier? Okay, so this is A. A minus will be the yellow still. Still really good stuff. B will be this. B minus will be green. C will be blue. D tier will be purple. E tier will be pink. That's looking more like a tier list. Okay. So A minus will be these other Mandalorian helmets. I'm gonna definitely throw these guys into here. These guys will all go to here. Kylo's helmet can stay in A, that's fine. That goes to A minus. What else is an A minus in here? Ooh. Her helmet's cool, but it's an A minus. The rest of these are clone helmets, and I really like where they're at right now. I'm gonna be bold and move that to S tier. Call me crazy, but well, I am crazy. You know what? I'm adding an A plus. A plus tier. Yeah. I'm such a moron. Add a row above. Okay, here we go. A plus. We'll keep these two the same color just so I don't have to go in and change everything. Oh, stop moving around there. Keep these the same color, but just going to be on different tiers. That will be all of these helmets. Do I put... Yes. Nope. I do like this RC helmet a lot. I like all these RC helmets. I think they should be an A+. The rest of these are good, but they could be reorganized a little bit. Vaughn's helmet's up there, absolutely. I do like both of these. Those are cool. And I think every other helmet should go and stay here. I'm actually going to move the Advanced ARF Trooper up to A. Otherwise, I think it's solid. Okay, let me just quickly reorganize this. Let's put the Alpha Arc helmet here. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. There we go. I'm a sucker for the clone helmets. Absolutely. Okay, now we got this. That's totally fine. I'm actually fine with that list. I moved the clone commandos up a lot. I know they were like at solid B tier earlier, but I think they deserve to be in A+. Because they are cool helmets. They are like, at the end of the day, they're the best of the best for the Republic. So I'm going to put them there. Now we got a challenge, I would say. Ooh. This is not an S helmet. I think this is an A, actually. I'm changing my judgment. I think these are both A. I do like the standard colors more. Yep. That looks pretty good. I do like Cody's helmet a lot, though. Cody's helmet goes right next to Rex, just how they are up here. with Rex's being slightly better. Then, ooh, this is tough. This is really hard. God, I just don't know. I do really like this Mandalorian helmet. I think hers is awesome. Scout Trooper, I really shouldn't move the Scout Trooper around too much. I don't think it's fair. Because I do like this. I do like this right here. Alright, you know what? We're going to leave that. Iden Versio's helmet can go a little bit lower. It's still S, but it's not like full S. It's going to go bottom S, I think. That's totally fair. Alright, now we're just going to leave it. That's good enough for me. Here we go. S plus tier. Which gets promoted? I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think those are my favorites. This is the completed tier list. These are all awesome helmets. I loved every single one, but the tops for me are going to be the ARC Trooper helmet, Null Arc, followed by Boba Fett, Vader, Revan, and Gar Saxon. Those are my top picks. So, with that, we have a completed tier list finally. Good lord, that took forever. I know I'm forgetting some helmets. I don't want to go through and try to do some more research. It's already taken way too much time, so we're going to call it here. I got so much yapping in about all these helmets, why they're my favorite, what's better than the other ones, how they kind of rank amongst each other. Oop, that should be here. There we go. That's going to make a lot of people more happy, I would say. Solid. This is a solid list, I think. It's the best I could do. Oh, I forgot one thing. Wolf's helmet belongs in S+, right next to these ones. Perfect. Okay, before I make any more changes, I'm just going to double check. Okay, I did really like this helmet. It actually is. I think that is cooler than Bly's. Yep. How could I not? How could I not have Leia's helmet that much higher? I think it's there. Nah, there. There we go. Now we're done. That is my completed list. I'm not going to touch anything anymore. It's all done. The rows are all finished. This is going to be the finalized screenshot. It's going to be clickbaity because people are going to want to know what's up at this top list. What's up there? I don't know. Question marks. It's going to be up there. So we're going to call it with this one. It was a great ranking session. I really had fun with this one. I love it where there's a lot of options. There's a lot of tough choices for me to go in this entire tier list, but I think I made some bold decisions. I made some brash decisions. I made some stupid decisions putting the RC helmet so low at first. I don't know what I was thinking. I called the First Order of the Empire a whole bunch of times, so sorry guys to go through that. I mixed up Hard Case with Jesse, so my bad. There's also a lot of other different clone variations on their helmets, like Tup's helmet. It's got the teardrop. I like that one a lot. Let's see, what else is there? There's a few other clones. My brain is fried right now. That I could have gotten to, but I just didn't. There's variations on certain helmets, right? There's different color schemes. I could have gone way more into depth on this, and I think I already did. So I'm gonna leave it at this. This is my full. I'll show you one more time. My full completed list. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. If I'm crazy for putting some helmets somewhere and other helmets other places, but I would like to have a debate in the comment section, and maybe I'll do a review video of this and maybe update a couple of things. But for right now, I think it's an absolutely solid tier list. So without further ado, this is going to be my final goodbye. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.